You know the feeling, right? Buying is easy. It's exciting. But the second your mouse is hovering over that sell button, your stomach just drops. Your brain starts screaming, what if I'm wrong? What if this is the one that goes to the moon right after I sell? Yeah, that feeling. It's totally universal. So why is that one button, the sell button, the absolute hardest one to click in all of investing? Well, I'll tell you what, it has absolutely nothing to do with math and everything to do with the messy wiring inside our own heads. So here's the plan. We're going to take all that anxiety, all that emotional chaos, and we're going to replace it with a calm, repeatable system. We are going to make the act of selling boring. And trust me, when it comes to your money, boring is the highest compliment you can get.
All right, this right here, this is the big idea. It's the one mental flip you need to make. From now on, you're not a prophet trying to predict the future. You're an operator, and your job is to run your system. It's a total game changer.
Just look at the difference. The prophet, that's all about guessing. It's about gut feelings, and man, it's all about ego. The operator, on the other hand, that's about planning, following rules, trusting a system that's bigger than any one decision. See, selling becomes a nightmare when your ego is on the line. Today, we're taking your ego out of the equation.
And you know, there's actually a scientific reason this is so tough. It's a little thing called loss aversion. Your brain is literally hardwired to feel the sting of a loss about twice as powerfully as the joy of an equal gain. So what do? We do nothing. We just freeze up to protect our ego from that pain. So how do we fight back? Here's tool number 1. I call it the sell reframe card. I want you to literally copy and paste this sentence into the Notes app on your phone. Read it every single time before you sell. My job is to follow the plan that future me would thank me for. See? It's not about being a genius today. It's about being good to the person you're going to be tomorrow.
Okay, next up, you've got to have some guardrails, some simple, bright lines you just don't cross. So no rage selling because of some crazy headline, no selling a stock and then, whoops, buying it back a few hours later, and definitely no selling a great investment just because it's up a lot. These aren't rules for being perfect. They're rules to stop you from panicking.
Now, those filters are a great defense, but they're not going to catch everything. So we pair them with something I call objective tripwires. Think of it like a pilot's pre-flight checklist. It's pre-written, it's non-negotiable, and you run through it before every single sale. No exceptions.
And here it is, the 6 simple questions. Is the whole reason you bought this thing in the first place now gone? Has it grown so much that it's throwing your whole portfolio out of whack? Is there a clearly, obviously better place to put this money, even after taxes? Did you actually check the tax hit? And do you need this cash in the next year? That's it. Just simple yes or no questions. No feelings allowed.
And the rule for using the checklist couldn't be simpler. You only hit sell if you get a yes to at least one of those questions. If it's all no's, you don't sell. Period. End of story. All the drama, all the second guessing, it just vanishes. Let me show you how this works in the real world. So let's say your plan is to have 20% of your money in large cap stocks, but they've had a great run and now they're sitting at 26%. That means they've drifted 30% over your target. Well, if our tripwire is 25%, then boom, the checklist flashes yes. So you trim it back. You didn't sell because you felt like the market was getting too high. You sold because a rule fired. See the difference? All right, now for my favorite part. What if we could make this whole process happen automatically without you ever having to stare at a red or green chart again? Let's put this whole system on autopilot. So the whole setup is built on a structure that looks kind of like this. You have your baseline core, that's like 80% of your portfolio, your long-term stuff. And maybe you have a smaller tilt, say 20%, for more intentional, opportunistic bets. Having these defined buckets is what lets the magic of automation kick in. And this right here is the engine that makes it all run. The rebalance rule. A lot of brokerages will actually let you turn this on automatically. If not, no big deal. You just set a calendar reminder once a quarter to check your drift. If anything's out of line, you place the trades to bring it back. It's not a stressful event anymore. It's just a workflow, like doing your laundry. Okay, but what about those days when the world feels like it's ending and you just want to sell everything? For those moments, you need to build in some friction. Enter the 24-hour cooling off rule. If you feel the urge to make a sale that isn't triggered by your checklist, you force yourself to wait one full day. It's amazing how many emergencies just disappear after a good night's sleep. So how do you actually know if any of this is working? You track one single number,
your checklist compliance rate. What percentage of the time are your sales being triggered by one of your pre-written rules? You should be aiming for 90% or higher. If you're not, it means your emotions are still driving the bus, not your system.
All right, let's land the plane here. We've just walked through a complete system upgrade, taking you from an anxious prophet who's always guessing to a calm, cool, collected operator who's just executing a plan.
So this is it. This is your whole system on one screen. It starts with identity. You're the operator. Then come the rules, the reframe card, and the checklist. And finally, execution. The rebalance rule does the work for you. Identity, rules, execution. That's your new mantra.
And I want you to take action on this right now. Here are 3 things you can do the minute this is over. 1, put that reframe card in your phone. 2, open up a doc and draft your own checklist with your own numbers. 3, log into your brokerage and set up that rebalancing. Don't just watch this, do it.
Now, I've got a question for you, and I want you to be honest with yourself. When you think about your own worst habits, what do you think would help you more? Having stricter rebalancing bands so the rules fire automatically more often? Or a longer cool-off period to save you from yourself in a panic? Think about it and let me know in the comments below. Just type bands or cool-off. And hey, if you want more calm, systematic ways to upgrade your investing, make sure you hit like and subscribe for the next one.